you do? What are the strategies? Well, this is the one we've done. We use employee surveys. They're pretty easy to put together. I put mine together myself. You want to make sure they're just not how can I sell you something types of surveys. You can ask about attitudes, general information, yes, no questions, agree, disagree questions, important, not important, no right and wrong answers, and no names on them. Got to be anonymous, and they cannot go back to HR. They have got to come to you. If the employee thinks they're going to be seen by anybody in the company, they're not going to give honest answers. So they need to be anonymous. From that, we can do a needs assessment, and trust me, if you've got a good survey, you can do a budgetary analysis now that'll knock the socks off of any of the competition, because you can say, based upon input from your employees, this specific benefit would get this kind of participation from your employee base, which would save you this much in payroll taxes. Can you see any reason you shouldn't offer this benefit to your employees? That's the sale. Whether it's dental, whether it's vision, whether it's group term life insurance, supplemental voluntary, or whether it's disability insurance or dental insurance, no matter what it is, it's very simple. You just say they want it, they will be willing to pay for it, and it will save you money. But you've got to educate them anyway, so it's not going to increase your costs. Moving on. So now then is where you do all of the stuff that you would do normally to do your proposals. Get all your census information, your payroll information, and other information you need to do your quotes. And then you also have to ask other questions for compliance issues. Ownership. I'm sure that you're like any other state. You have a lot of small business owners that have their fingers in other pies. You need to make sure that they don't have a common controlled group. That's important for COBRA, that's important for Section 125. It's important for ERISA, and it's important for pension plans as well. Ask questions that are going to identify any problems with Section 125, 105, 106, 129. That's child dependent care. 132, I think, is your HSAs, and so on. You need to find out what they're doing now and if there's anything wrong with what they're doing now. And by this time, you can be a vacuum cleaner. They'll give you anything you want because you've shown them that you're really going to do something for them. Ask questions about ERISA, COBRA, HIPAA. What are they doing in those regards? Are they complying with the laws? From that, you can then put together a 3-year strategic plan. If you've done a survey, you can say, well, this year, you don't want to, if the employees want a bunch of stuff, you don't throw everything in the sun after them the first year. You confuse them and you do nothing. You add 1, maybe 2 products and say, next year we'll look at wellness programs, or maybe a legal services program, or maybe a vision program in the second year. But this year we need to do this and this, and if this goes well and things go according to what we predicted and projected, next year we'll take a look at this. And you get out of that rut of premium product every year. Particularly if you've gone either to an HSA or a properly creatively designed HRA, and you're utilizing some of that employer contribution that was formerly put into a traditional plan and let the employees use it. You can buy, if any of you are aware, you can have an accident plan tandem with an HSA, and you can have a hospitalization plan tandem with an HSA. And those 2 plans, in virtually 95% of the situations of any critical problem, will give the employee a better benefit than with a traditional plan at about 30% of the difference in premium. And instead of making 4 or 5% or whatever your commission is, a belly button commission, you make between 40 and 60% on the ancillary products. So you present your broker services just like you always would in your proposal. All of your spreadsheets are going to be there. Like I said, I would recommend for the health and dental section, you might have 2 sections. You have an executive summary for the health, an executive summary for the dental, as to why you put what you put in the executive summary that you show as this initial executive summary. And any design recommendations that you might be making, whether it would be HRA, HSA, traditional, increasing the deductible, whatever you're going to do. And presenting new benefits that would work well under the circumstances that you've identified. So then, what are the broker benefits? Well, you have the chance to increase your client revenue. Market expansion, like I said, improve product penetration. Again, when you get that education moving, even if you don't add products, you're going to get more people participating in the products you have there. more dependent coverage, and so on. Fee-based revenue is also an opportunity, though I think it's still a ways out for most of us. But it's there, and it's an opportunity that's legal. And as I point out, you've got to be very careful when you're doing it, that you do it consistently and across the board. Help you win new business because it does help you differentiate yourself from the competition. Because you can do compliance risk analysis, employee engagement, practices and strategies, long-range strategic planning opportunities, and it helps lock out the competition if you're going to do a 3-year strategic plan rather than what do we do this year to try to save you some money or stabilize your benefits costs.